All right. The whole operating system set up. There we go. All right, I'll wait for a couple of people to come in while I get everything set up a bit. There we go. DLNW Railroad Guy, hello. Gonna be fixing these locomotives from the lot from the other day. Wait for a couple more people to come in. Alright. I think I'll start by trying to remove the shell from this one while we wait for some people. Put this in here. Alright, that's one screw off. Not out of the way. There we go. Off this comes. And hopefully this will fit inside of this. I have to figure out how I can get the rest of the locomotive apart without, oh well, look at that. Is this just gonna be good and pull off like this? Try and angle it like this. I'm wedging a screwdriver in between the worm gear to try and get it to come off the shaft. And it seems to be working alright, actually. And now it's not coming off. Go figure. I say something and everything just decides it's going to quit on me. Now, taking everything off and apart. So, DLNW Railroad Guy, if you're still in here, how's everything been going with you lately? It's been going perfect. That's awesome to hear. I'm pretty sure I just got the notification on my phone that this stream is live, so hopefully we'll be getting a couple more people soon. Come on. This engine's, I can already tell it's going to be a pain in the rear getting opened. Come on. Come on. This is interesting. Trying to figure out how I could get in here without stripping everything. But these things don't seem to want to come apart. Let's see. Oh boy, there goes a contact, so that might be something. Come on. Alright, if this thing doesn't start coming out, I'm going to start restoring one of these. And that may be our ticket. Nope. Well, this seems like it's going to have me butcher it before I could even get inside of it. And there goes one of the brushings. That's no good anymore. So, well. Come on. I have to try and go in here with tweezers. Hopefully I could just break the soldering off. Okay, that's not cooperating. Well, I guess this isn't really restoring this locomotive. This one's just going to be pretty much scrapped for parts for this locomotive. Got that in there. And that came out of there. Geez, I'm trying not to strip this worm gear out. Geez, what did they do to this thing? Plastic weld it to the frame? Move this more into a central camera angle. All right, now it's coming out enough for me to actually get my fingers in there. That's better. That is much better. Well, one side comes out, the other side doesn't. What luck. Start spreading out the frame and see if that might top the chassis off. Or spreading out the shell. All right, let's see. And away we go. Get in here with the couple of screwdrivers. I'm hoping the subtle cracking I'm hearing is glue separating or whatever the heck they put on this thing, and not me snapping this shell. Okay. All right, we'll try something a bit more rough. Pliers. Sorry, I didn't realize it was off camera for a minute there. Alright, just set that there for now then. Just trying to get this annoying wiper out, and it doesn't seem to want to go. This frame shouldn't be an entire waste. I'm probably going to turn it into a dummy unit, remove the CAN motor. This is probably the first time this thing has been opened. Mayonnaisine. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but hello. I'm working on a just general information question. I'm working on a Canadian Pacific Play Art little MDT switcher Plymouth, whatever you want to call them. And this one's being awfully stubborn coming apart. Finally find a new HO-Scale YouTuber. I actually do O-Scale mostly. These are just... HO-Scale is sort of like a side railroad. I have a couple of model railroads actually. One big one for the O-Scale stuff, and then I have a small Carpet Central styled HO-Scale layout. But that gets its fair share of screen time too anyway. Come on. There. Now we're getting somewhere. Both the brushings are coming out. So hopefully means I could finally get this darn shell off without knocking tools off my desk. Oh, geez. The reason the camera was shaking just there is because I just launched the engine into it. There's a bit of entertainment. Just want to get the shell off of this thing so that I could get the worm gear out. And it's really putting up a fight. Oh. Now this is probably the absolute worst way to remove a chassis from a shell, but if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I guess I'll find out. No Robert H. or SMT mainline. Yes, I'm actually familiar with SMT mainline. I haven't heard of Robert H. though. Oh, jeez. This frame won't be reusable once this is done. And I really don't want to use anything too violent on it. Come on. I'm going to try as many different ways as possible to remove a locomotive shell. All right, let's see. Go in here like this. I'll try again. It's either the frame cracking, which would be bad. Which engine is on the left? The Mantua, Tyco Mantua. This is an older engine that came in the same lot with these three hiding back here and this one. But this is an old New York Central Tyco Mantua Jeep 20. I have absolutely no clue what year it's from, but I'm going to try and get it fixed. So I didn't test this one with the little controller sitting back here because I wasn't going to restore this one regardless. Try getting this side to come off. There we go. And that was not good. Was it now? Ah, it was good. That side came out. All right, finally some headway. You have a nice channel. I guess you have a new subscriber. Thank you very much. All the support's appreciated. All right. Come off. Will you now? All right. This thing's digging into my hands. Yeah, this is a really tough locomotive. It's just got a cheap can motor. Like, I could pull out another example. It's hiding in the back, but it's just got one of these hiding in it. But they glued, I don't understand this. They have the shell glued to the locomotive frame. That makes no sense. How would I get into the motor if I was restoring the motor? Or somebody who didn't have access to tools like this to get into the motor, but being honest, I guess everybody has a pair of pliers. Jeez. This thing is a little indestructible locomotive. Just doesn't want to come apart, does it now? All right, it's coming off here and there. This should be one of the final blows. And one here. All right. Wait, be back soon. All right, see you when you get back. All right, since this locomotive's still stubborn, out comes the pocket knife. All right, there's your stuck spot. Right in there. Grand Trunk Western 6039 UNC. Hello. Currently working on this stubborn little devil. How appropriate that it's red. And if I'm lucky, it'll come out soon. Oh, crud. What did I just do? Easter re-upload HO skill. Yes, it is. That's the Q-Tip Central. That's where I'll be testing these locomotives once I get them done. Ah, finally. It's out. It only took long enough. Jeez. Finally. Took long enough. It's lucky that it's a switcher. Yeah, it is lucky. Yep, it was glued. The manufacturer glued this thing to the frame, which is what the past half an hour of the stream or so consisted of me doing. Moving a stubborn as heck locomotive shell from a stubborn as heck locomotive frame. That's odd choices. Yeah, this one, I mean, Grand Trunk Western 6039 U1C, he has one of these play art little German 060s. His didn't work, so he mothballed his. And from what I've seen, these play art locomotives don't necessarily seem to be the best locomotives in the world. Just probably cheap starter sets you'd find at Walmart or something. Not holding anything against them. It's just this is quite an odd choice for such a small switch engine. Oh, would you look at that? The motor just broke, didn't it? Oh, there's the other part. Decent sized little 3-pole. And of course, now that I've messed around with it, a bit of a messed up worm gear. Well, the interesting part, getting the worm gear out of the locomotive itself. This will be entertaining. Got the bogie for the 060F done. A built done just now. The local will be in trains tomorrow. Good job. That will be a pretty interesting model to get in Tane. Jeepers, this locomotive is not quitting, is it? try this. Ah, now it's coming. Slowly coming, slowly coming. Grand Trunk Western 6039 UNC. Will this be a public model or a private model? Will be public eventually as soon as I find the motivation to release it. Takes a lot of work just to release one engine. Yeah, I could believe it. Know any other good model train YouTubers? For O scale or HO scale? Because I know a couple of each. Both? Alright. Well, Grand Trunk, the one who's in the chat right now, 6039, he does both the Trains a New Era and TRS 2019. He does that along with the HO scale stuff. So his channel might be one to check out. K Flan the Rail Fan, he does HO scale and does blog videos. So that's another shout out. Eric's Trains, he does a lot of the O scale stuff. He does reviews on a lot of the locomotives that are a bit out of my price range. Kokosing Valley Model Railroader, he does some, let's see, he does some HO scale stuff. Trying to think of the name again. K-Master 2007, he does some most HO scale stuff. And there's dozens and dozens more. Let's see. Alright, so it's not making much headway anymore. So I'll just sit that there for now. And try and see. Just use the same frame everybody else uses. Thanks for the suggestions. No problem. If you like any of those people's channels, subscribe to them and I'm sure it'll help them out. Alright, I can't tell if that's old grease in there. That's why I have it a bit off camera right now. But it looks like there's some old grease and a combination of stripped gear. I love humble YouTubers like you. Thank you. I try and reply to a lot of comments. This is a smaller channel, so it's a bit easier to do that. And even SMT Mainline, he's almost 10K subscribers now. He's pretty good at getting back at comments. I do watch his videos. He's good. Let's see. Yeah, he is a pretty cool guy. Yeah, SMT is pretty good. I do like his videos. Trying to keep this in the frame. There you go. Yeah, this isn't making any headway. So, just a little bit. All right, I'm sick of pulling things off of this engine for now. I'll move some of the parts off to the side. But I think I'll work on redoing one of the other switchers. Now, this one's pretty close to actually coming apart on its own. So this should be a pretty easy shell removal, thank God. All right. Awesome. Just like that, it came out. Perfect. That's perfect. All right, is this off of this? No, this is off of that. All right, so waits for this engine. I'll just put in the parts. Yay, new locomotive. Yeah, I still have 3 other locomotives besides this one to test. Speaking of test, best way to test is by taking your wires, putting them on the leads, and praying that the engine doesn't burn up. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Smells bad, though. All right. Finally, something a bit easier. Only took long enough. I'll take the frame off of this one. Okay. So this is a bit different than my other little New Haven over here. This is an AHM. These are RSOs. I'm used to working on the RSOs because that's what I have. But, oh my goodness, are these the exact same? Look at that. This is from the Canadian Pacific and this is from the RSO. The only difference is color. Wheel sizes are the same. Pretty much the exact same thing on the inside. Okay. I'm not going to touch that worm gear because I don't want that problem on this engine. And there goes the coupler. All right. I almost reached for my glue instead of my oil. That would have stopped this engine for sure. All right, this is in the way. So we can go up here. We'll work this in by hand. And try not to get the wire caught in there. I just put a little dab of oil on the top. Remove these brushings, or carbon brushes, that's the name of them. And out comes number 2. Right there. So, track eraser. These actually aren't in that bad condition. I'm quite surprised. After so many years, and with this thing being in pretty rough condition, I'd expect there to be a lot more issues with the brushes, but they're in reasonably good condition. Clean these up with a Q-tip. And one of the reasons I call that little HO scale layout, well, it's not really little, I'm just used to the big O scale stuff, but one of the reasons I call the little HO scale layout the Q-tip central is because generally when I'm working on too many things, Q-tips start flying off my desk and they land on the railroad. So that's how it got its name, along with the fact that I used to use Q-tips to clean the railroad. Just shove a Q-tip up here. Pray it doesn't get anything caught inside of places it's not supposed to get caught inside of. And hopefully this thing should run like a tiny tank. I'm not referring to tank engines either. Alright, seems good enough. I'll put these back in. The first time I took the motor apart on this one to clean it, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. I didn't take any reference photos and had to search all over the place for an image that was clear enough without a watermark for me to actually see the inside of the motor. Okay. Tweezers to get the little annoying wire. Okay. It's almost in again. And of course, something bends out of shape. Bad luck is in effect. Here we are. All right. Test the motor on this again, see if it's performing any better. No issue at all. Doesn't smell like burning ozone anymore, so that's a plus 2. Clean the wheels. And hopefully that'll be it for this engine. Put some oil on the worm gear too. That's loud. I'm guessing you... That's loud, yeah. These things can sound like little chainsaws when you get them going fast enough. This engine's a lot quieter. So, hopefully if I'm able to get the stupid worm gear out of this engine, everything should be good. And hopefully I could do a triple header. That'd be interesting. Triple header of the Tinies. Well, at least this cleaning of the wheels doesn't result in engines being thrown across work desks. Better. Getting better. That would be crazy. What, the triple header? Just like that SMT video. Yeah, I remember that video. That wasn't that long ago. That was nuts. He has a lot more of these little things than I do. When his layout was filled with little switchers, yes. Yeah, that was pretty entertaining. You just turn on the power and all of them went all over the place. My railroad isn't even spiked into my floor, so if I were to turn on the power and have that many engines going on it, the track would be flying a million different directions, and I'd have to spend the rest of the day rebuilding my track. And hopefully my Atlas power pack will be able to supply enough power if I wind up doing a triple header. We've been going for almost an hour. The deeper we get into this stream, the more tools that will be on my desk. Mark my words. That'll happen eventually. Seems to be in good enough to work condition. Grease. That's important. It's probably a bit too much, but this thing will spin all of it off before I start even putting it on the tracks. All right, there we go. We got both sides underneath the one wheel. So I'll oil up the bearings. Turn trunk western 6039 C. The amount of rivet bolts on the model is insane. Oh boy. Now, I seldom mention this project on camera. However, the J project, that thing, the firebox rivets on that was too many. But you showed me that engine earlier. That looked pretty good. The more roots, the merrier, eh? Alright, that looks like about one side done and the other side to go. I think after this little locomotive, I'll restore this one because this one's almost done. I just have to finish cleaning up this wheel, which is the most boring, tedious process in the world next to cleaning track. And then this engine should be in A-OK condition. I'll pull out a piece of track and test it on that. Thought that was going to go off the desk. There, one there, and if all is right with the world, once I put this back on, I won't have to take it back off. But that's rarely what ever happens. So, yeah, I'll just have to find out. If I was going to pull something with this, it'd help if I put the couplers in. Should probably put the screw back before I lose that. That's why that wasn't going in the right way. The coupler was upside down. That makes more sense. Anyways, I'll put this screw back in. How long has it been since this has started? 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 23 seconds. Not that I've been counting. Right, and put these little foam annoying things back in that I don't understand, but they're in there, so they're staying in. Not causing me much trouble. And the other one, test before try. That's right. Motor's still on, and away we go. All right, I'll just screw this thing back together and hope that's all I have to do to it. DDA40X. I don't think I'd be able to run those on my curves. I don't have one, and it's probably for good reason. Oh boy, that's not good. Huh. Well, it seems that this is the never-ending project. Off comes the support frame. Which means that, oh boy, here we go again. That's why I brought out the glue. It's better. All right. That's on. And I plan to keep it that way. Let me rephrase that. I want it to stay this way. Well, there we go. It's one down, more to go. Q-tip, clean up the work desk real quick. Screwdriver, 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 tiny tool. This could go back here with his friend. And this could sit over here while the glue dries. This could be moved here. I have no clue what this is, so I'll put it there. Here's just a little funny thing about this engine. When I got it, this guy was originally hanging like this, hanging off the front of the engine, and it looks absolutely hysterical. So he's been given the name Bruh Man. So that's a bit of a bad joke for you right there. And this is, on second thought, before I open this up, I'm not making another mistake. I'm testing this before I open this up. There we go. It's actually going pretty good. Probably just needs some oil. So it will get some oil. Once I figure out how I'm supposed to get this thing open, I'm hoping this screw just, it's not going to pop it off like that. Ooh. Well, that's an interesting design. There's tabs on the frame. So I won't even have to remove the chassis. Interesting. Interesting design choice. There we go, that's one more. I'm actually excited to see what's on the inside of this. There we go, and out it comes. Perfect. Actually, that's not that bad. So this is the inside of an AHM RSO, locomotive, we'll just call it. You mind telling the HO Scale YouTubers again? I didn't write them down accidentally. Let's see. Kokosing Valley Model Railroader, that's one. Would give you time to write that down. Kaflan the Railfan, Kaflan. Let's see, who else did I say? Actually, another one I should add, Go Via or Go Home. Grand Trunk Western 6039 U1C, who's in the chat. And let's see who else. I know Sparky 107. He does that. He does HO Scale. Who else? Let's see. Come on, where? All right, no problem. Let's see. Actually, the motor doesn't look like it's in that bad condition. I'm just hoping there's nothing bad in the gearbox. So, keeping my fingers crossed here, I shouldn't have to do a whole ton of more work to this locomotive after I figure out how do I get this annoying piece off without breaking anything unintentionally. The motor's actually in not that bad condition. Let me see. Yeah, come on. Ah, there we are. Getting somewhere now. Come on. Well, that just took a one-way trip across the room. Let's see, where did it go? There it is. This thing just flew up to the top, bounced off the ceiling, got stuck in the... Let's see, got stuck in the curtains, and then landed on the floor. And basketball people think they could do trip shots. Oh my god, this thing's just like a lifelike on the inside. Just a big gear ratio. 1, 2, and then figure it out the rest of the way. The side seems to come off. Just by hopefully popping this out. And just like that. Worm gear and all other gears that have old oil on them. Worm gear. Alright. You know what? I'm going to show you guys this part of the video for disassembly. Gears going like this. And when I forget how the gears go in, I'm going to come back to this part of the video and remind myself this is how the gears go in. Because I'm sure it's going to happen eventually. That's quite an adventure for a local piece. Yeah. I mean, I just want to get these running, and I'm sure they'll get dog hair all over the place once I get them running again. Because that's how the Q-Tip Central is, being on the floor. It takes every piece of dog hair and somehow gets it stuck under my tracks until a locomotive rolls over it and picks up the dog hair. That's why the River Rossi, which normally works, never works. One, and another, and just like that, we have a very dirty Q-tip. So take this and continue cleaning the gears as usual. One, clean this one up, and there we go. One last one. There we are. There we are. Eureka. Now we getting somewhere. Okay, let's see. I think this one here. This one here. And can't tell if that's chipped or not. Oh well. Will I test them after fixing them? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna test them. Once the glue's dry on this, I'll test these two down on the Q-Tip Central, and then I'll start pretty much mini work session number 2. So it should be, that's the plan. Really hoping this is the way this goes in. Let's see. Take this. This piece is fiddly. I'll give it that. Could you just run them? Yeah, I could run them. Just let me get this locomotive put back in one piece again. These engines are the ultimate Humpty Dumpty. And then I will definitely put this, I'll definitely test this again. Grease. Have to put grease in this. Here we go. Some here, some here, some here, some there. Hopefully this will spread itself throughout the locomotive during running. Alright. Yep, just like this, and everything should be hopefully lined up in their right positions. Alright, looks good enough. Put these all back in. And since this is not a lifelike, I can't just test these gears and work the oil in by just rotating them randomly. Actually, I should put a little bit of oil on one surface where they might be, a couple of surfaces where they might be rubbing. Yay, from fixing the drive system. Yeah. Thank goodness this is one project done, and I'm just cleaning the armature on this, and then I'm not touching this. That should be the restoration for this locomotive. Alright. A little more grease, one here. One here. And let's see. More grease, more oil, more grease, more oil. Got it. And hopefully this thing should run better than it was before. Alright, now figuring out how to get this to go back in. Ah, that's how. And actually, the wheels are very, very clean on this engine, which shocks me. Of course, the power pickups aren't so clean. Another thing to do, of course. Pick this up here, and it goes. I'll just hook this up to some power over here. All right, seems to be working. Put this clip back on, and hopefully I won't have to do work on this for another 4 weeks. All right, this is a very bad idea, but I'm going to try it. Okay, that's still attached. That's good. I'm going to take the Q-tip, and I'm going to put it against the... maybe not. It's always hopefully. Yeah, always hopefully. Because I've had to take that One River Rossi engine, which is sitting off camera on the layout, which you'll get to see after I put the shell back on this thing. I've taken that One River Rossi engine apart 3 times in 1 week before, all for the same reason. Put the tiniest bit of oil right in here. Clean off the front wheels and you should be a-okay. Other wheel seems good, other wheel seems good, and one more to go. One more to go. Yay, HO skill streaming coming very soon. Very soon. Actually, I have 2 locomotives on the track right now that I'll probably just leave there for now. And I'll pull the computer down to the tracks. We could do some running. Test the pulling power. Put the weights back in, because the last thing anybody wants to do is to take the weights off of an engine and then realize that they forgot to put the weights back on the engine when they have the locomotive finally put back together. I have to figure out where this weight came from. Up here, I guess. Up here looks good. Good enough. All right. Put Brahman back on. All right. Time to test this thing. So I'm going to put this piece of paper on the lens while I get everything set up. That's off. Take this. Put this down here. This is going to be worth it. That's what I'm hoping. All right. There we go. This is the Q-Tip Central. All right. Switches are aligned. The tracks haven't magically come apart since I last left them. So everything seems good. I'm going to try not to yank my mic out of the computer. And it's not starting. Oh boy. Here we go. There. Now we're going. Alright, since that's not going, it'd help if I aligned the switch the correct way so that I don't ram an empty train. Oh boy. Have to put this up while I go align the switch, of course. And here we go again. I'll fix this train later. Just move that boxcar out of the way. Now we should be in luck. And away we go. All that's left for this tiny one's restoration is to put the shell back on it and hook a tiny train up to it because it's such a tiny locomotive. There goes the tiny screw. Oh boy, not again. Move my mic cord out of the way. Of course. All right. Test this again. All right, back this small thing up and highball. And bring the rest of the train with you. Come on. There we go. Now it should bring the rest of the train with it. And my mic cord got stuck on my computer again. Of course. Well, it's always this corner that stops trains. All right, rescue engine it is. Overloaded the transformer. Something's done. All right. Well, it pulls the train, barely. Not a strong engine. But it goes and it works. So that's a success. This thing ran just fine on the leads. I don't know why it's giving me issues now. I'll try it again. Reach for this thing. Take these off the track because they seem to derail quite often. Now maybe it'll help. Yep, there's a short. There's electrical arcing going in between the tracks. Oh well, I'll figure that out after this. Q-tip central strikes again. And so does me putting in couplers upside down. At least that was it. All right, full power. All right, that's not working. And it got caught on the diamond of insanity, as usual. So, all right. 2 locomotives working-ish. Isn't that bad. I'm going to continue working on these, and since this stream is already, how many hours long? An hour and a half long. I think I'll call the stream quits for tonight, and I will make update videos on each of these engines once I get each of them running. So, other than that, for now, this is DL&W 664 Productions, signing off.